Angola's president told me he had no choice but to respond to the recent unrest over fuel prices. The protests broke out earlier in the year. They turned extremely violent in July, and the government sent in security forces to restore order. It's known at least 30 people were killed over a 3-day period. I asked the president whether his response went too far.
Eu considero que não, portanto.
I don't think so. The reaction was proportionate to the threat, because what happened weren't just mere demonstrations. Demonstrations, when they are peaceful, do not put at stake human lives or public and private property. Obviously, governments have no grounds for justifying violence. Therefore, the government's reaction was due to the fact that what happened were not just mere protests, but sort of a rebellion that destroyed property, both private and public. And in these situations, the state is obligated to protect it.
But this criticism about your administration, that some of the new laws, particularly over press freedom, the disinformation laws, that the language is too vague, disinformation, foreign influences, that the potential, sir, the potential for abuse of the law by future administrations. Why has these press laws been written so vaguely? And how do you respond to the criticism that it is an anti-democratic move?
I don't know if there are many countries in Africa and beyond that have more freedom of speech than more freedom of the press than Angola. For those who are familiar with the reality in Angola, I'm sure they will agree with what I just said. Today, in addition to state media, there is a large number of community radio stations, newspapers, and digital platforms. Even during election periods, the Angolan government has never cut the internet whatsoever, like they do in some other countries. So it's not fair to say that there is none or little freedom of speech and the press in Angola.
But the critics do think, and having read the laws, particularly this idea of what is, extraterritorial, what is against Angola, these laws could be abused. And I think that is the problem. People think that not your administration, but a future administration could abuse these laws against free speech.
Eu não penso que exista esse.
I don't think there is such a threat of the authorities using the law to curtail freedom of speech and freedom of the press. I can guarantee you there is no such threat. The free press is here in Angola to cover all of the activities, and in principle, it will continue to do so.
And now, sir, the most difficult part of the interview. The bit where I ask you, in 2027, are you going to stand again to be president? Or do you accept that you are ineligible to be president again because the Constitution only allows 2 terms? So let's be clear what I'm asking. Do you intend to stand to be president again after 2027?
Mr.
Richard Quest, you have just said it. It's not me who said it, because you know what our Constitution says. The Constitution only allows 2 terms. Therefore, this is a non-question. You understand that the Constitution allows only 2 terms. If the Constitution only allows 2 terms, the fact that you are asking me this question means that you are considering the possibility that we would violate the Constitution, which is not going to happen. We respect the Constitution and the law.
Then I ask you, sir, do you have any intention to try and change the Constitution for a 3rd term?
We had the opportunity to change the article in the Constitution that would have given me the possibility to run for a 3rd term. We didn't do so, and we are not forced by anyone to not do so. It was our decision to not do it.